welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Cassie, also known as KnittaCass. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about the knitting projects that I am making, the projects that I have finished, the patterns that I'm drooling over, a little bit about my small farm life, and a spice of mental health. I'm coming at you from Vermont. I live here with my husband, 4 children, and our whole menagerie of animals. So make sure you grab your favorite drink, a project you're working on, and let's get started. I, of course, have my Pepsi, which is the equivalent of most people's coffee. It's been a little bit of a long day, so I am almost done with this supersized one. I usually have little cans. So bear with me. I don't think I'm going to be hyper. I'm kind of emotionally drained today. So I thought, what better day to come back into the podcasting world and help spruce things up. First of all, where have I been? It's been a long time since I've come at you guys and chat with you about the things that I'm working on. So I had been a stay-at-home mom for a couple of months due to some health concerns with my daughter and needing extra time to support her. And I've slowly worked back up into being in the workforce. So I don't want to jump both feet into nursing full time right now because I think going slow and steady will be better for my mental health, especially being out of it for so long. But I needed the income. So I'm doing that every other weekend, which has been great so far. And then I have been working at a gas station, which I super love. Much lower pressure and stress level than nursing, but very social and still that customer service feel. I work with a bunch of great people and I just love going to work there. So that's been eating up a lot of my free time. And then when I sit down to do a podcast, I feel like I don't have enough to show you. So despite the amount of time it has been since I last chatted with you, I probably don't have more than normal to show you. And that's okay because here I am, here to chat with you and to show you what I have been working on. So first of all, we'll start with some finished objects. So this is the Float Tote. It is a pattern by Knitty Natty. It is made out of super thick dishcloth material held double so that it has this nice rigid structure. And this is the tote. It has smaller buckets, which I've shown before, that hold the ball of yarn. So this one is to hold 3 balls of yarn. So it'll have 3 buckets inside of this float tote so that you can just pull your yarn as it's going and the balls won't roll together. I am very new to crochet and I was really anxious about doing this project, but with all the support of the friends I've made in the Love and Stitches membership, I was able to go through this and make it happen, and I'm so excited. So the top is a little floppier than I expected it to be, and it is made out of different washcloth material. This one is, but it feels like it's thinner than the rest of the washcloth materials that I used. So that is the main body for this tote. I don't even know the colorway, but it kind of reminds me of some beachy vibes. And then this is pink. It is the colorway Flamingo. It is by Sugar and Cream. And you're supposed to do it for a certain number of rows. And so I was 2 rows short with the colorway. So I use this other washcloth colorway. It's called Carnival. And this is also by Sugar and Cream. And I think it looks cute. Kind of reminds me of the beach. Nice little beach tote bag. And pro tip, I was kind of frustrated that it was not as blocked or shapen as some of the other ones I have seen. And so the instructions say you can lightly block it with your hands. I think the problem is that this material is not as thick. So the bottom has this really nice base and then it's kind of not equivalent. So that's why it has less of a shape than I want. But what I did is I took really heavy, thick books and I put them all, so essentially lined it like a square. But with the first 2 books going like this, 1 book in the middle, and then I had some different things in the center holding them out. It blocked it quite nice until I played with it today, but it's going to hold the yarn in it, so it's not going to be a big deal. I would love to make another one of those for like miscellaneous beach things like my lotion, my ear pods. Why am I blanking? Like sunglasses and books. Like I would love to make another one of that. So I'm just going to know going forward that if I use this, I'm going to need to like triple it. I'm going to have to do double of this and maybe another color, or I need to stick with the sugar and cream yarn because it's thicker. The only thing that I haven't finished on that is the little insert. So I finished the 3 buckets and they sit on this little insert that gets snapped together. So I got to finish the insert and buy the snaps. Probably putting it on a hiatus right now. I'm just really consumed with other projects and I'm so excited that I got the big one done that I'm kind of like, okay, that one's done-ish, so I can set it down for a little bit. And because of that project, my last podcast, I didn't really like the colorways that I had for washcloth material, and they didn't have a whole lot of them. I had just bought Dishy, but I was told it wasn't as thick and wouldn't be as hold as much of a structure. So I have this bag full of washcloth stuff. Lots of different colors, kind of a jumble here. So I will probably make the insert out of this because it kind of matches all the colors if I have enough to do hold it double. This is in my Northeastern Fiber Arts Center bag. It is from a yarn crawl that I did with my sister last summer for the Knit in Public Day. Actually, we did it on a different day. I also finished the rose covered cage mitts. They're super cute. I haven't woven in all the ends because I'm terrible. I probably could have gone a little bit tighter, like they are a little baggy. This can fold down, which I think is super sweet. And it's got a really nice long thumb. Most fingerless mitts don't have a whole lot of thumb on it, so that's probably my favorite part, besides it being tied into a Court of Thorns and Roses book series. So here you have it. So excited. I've been wearing them a lot in the house because despite the fact that it is April and it's supposed to be spring, it has been very, very cold and I refuse to get more heat. So it's chilly in my house. I have also finished the pumpkin spice latte socks. I'll put one on a blocker for you. This is a design by Twin Stitches Designs. It is on my Make 9s. It's got this really nice, wonderful pattern. It was pretty easy to follow. It's got this nice circle pattern going down the front here. And it is in my Basic Bitch colorway by Fiber Stash Yarns. I also finished my pattern of the Twisted Sister socks. The pattern was released last month. That's terrible that I don't know. And so it is this really nice, fun design that has these twisted stitches that kind of move in towards each other. It doesn't look entirely fabulous on a sock blocker. All right, let's put this on a sock blocker so you can see it on that. I actually think this one might be my prototype. Yeah, that's my prototype. I'm not going to use that one. It's not exactly up to date. So I will insert some pictures for you. That is it for finished objects. I have no washcloths to show you. I do still plan on knitting 12 washcloths this year. I have knit 4. But I did subscribe to the kitchen sink shop, and every month I get a new washcloth pattern sent to me for free. And I think I'm going to start with those and then go back to my kitchen kaleidoscope. I think I need to make like a day of the week where I knit a washcloth. Because otherwise I think, oh, it's super easy. I can, you know, knit one real quick, but then I just like never pick one up because I'm like, oh, I can do it another time. That brings me to my whips. This one is perhaps my favorite whip right now. Whoops, I'm still attached to the ball of yarn. This is the Rogue Star Socks pattern. It's very pretty. It is knit in this really cute colorway. This is head over heels. It is 75 superwash, 25% nylon, and it's called Olympus. And it's got some micro striping there. it's kind of interesting in this pattern because it almost looks like the micro striping doesn't come out the way you would expect it, but I think it's super fun. And it's all the colors that I love. Super, super pretty. I love it. And the coolest thing about this, I've been wanting to try new heels, but I've been hesitant to try them. I typically do a heel flap and gusset. I love them. I think they're fun. They are a lot of work to knit. And I haven't quite figured out if I have my foot length off a little bit or if it's the heel that doesn't fit me. So it was suggested by multiple people, most particularly my friend Alana. She is the mental ninja. She has probably tried every single heel that there is. So I have been wanting to do the shadow wrap because she's been talking about it. So not sure there's a good way to show it to you. But you don't have to pick up extra stitches. You don't have to do math. And it's super quick. And both sides are even. So I know when I pick up my gusset stitches, they're not always even and usually just don't pay attention to it. But the final finished look of this is just so pretty. I don't know if you can see it. And it's got that nice, perfect line. So pretty. Love the way it fits. So I have this one finished. It is a hoe, half object. And I have started the second one. Oops. Got this cute little black sheep stitch marker on it. I got him a couple years ago at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. And I think I'm about 2 repeats in this pattern. Look how pretty it is. I absolutely love it. I will probably knit a lot of socks in this pattern. I'd really like to do it in like a variegated. That's probably what I'll do next. This is the actual real swatch for the Monte Rio sweater. I haven't blocked it yet. I wasn't really going to do a real swatch and just seemed like a lot of work. Like this is a huge swatch to make sure that it's going to measure correctly. So I was talking to one of my friends in the 11 Stitches membership and I said, is it okay if I just do like half the rows or something? Like this seems ridiculous. Is there a reason it's 48 rows when the gauge says 26? So they told me that because it's a cable pattern and the cable changes, it'll pull at different tensions. And that's why you need to do the full swatch. So my biggest goal this year for knitting is to make a sweater that fits the way I want it to fit. So here's a swatch. I'm going to block it. I hopefully made gauge because I want to cast on this sweater so bad. I've been talking about it since January. I also have another whip here. This is a simple brioche hat. It is the Daniel's hat by Ysolda Teague. And the hat pattern calls for DK weight, but I didn't want to make a DK weight. I don't really wear hats, so it really would be more of decoration anyway, so it doesn't really need to be warm. And I have a lot of fingering weight yarn and not a lot of DK weight. And I don't think the gauge is super specific. So it is the Daniel's hat. It is a simple brioche pattern. It's actually made for 1 colorway, but I think knitting in 2 colorways for brioche is a lot easier for me to read my knitting. So here it is so far. I have done the brim all in 1 color, which is going to be my kind of background or burp colors. So it'll be the primary color on the inside and the non-primary on the outside. It's got some color pooling here, which is kind of funky. I wasn't sure if I liked it, but I think I do. It's kind of neat that like this whole side of the hat on the non-dominant color is bright and on this side it's kind of dark. Like it's kind of a moody hat and I think it's cute. Let's see if I can find the yarn colorways. The non-dominant color, but the main color for the brim is Malabrigo sock. It is fingering weight, 100% superwash merino, and the colorway is Archangel. And then the other one is Hawthorn Fingering Weight. 80% superwash, 20% polyamide. Oh, and the colorway is Brooklyn. And I am using the stitch marker on it. Whoops. And it says camping is always a good idea. This is a stitch marker. It's a lightweight wood stitch marker on a light bulb stitch, and it is by Burlap Handmade. I'll put it down below. And the owner is super nice. The orders are super quick. I ordered it. It got sent out really quick. Got shipped to me. Beautiful presentation. Highly recommend. And I'll show you in acquisitions that I actually ordered quite a few. And then this one is not a whip, but it's going to be. I have been accepted to be a test knitter for somebody's self-striping sock pattern. And I have never been a test knitter before, so I am super, super excited. It feels kind of funny that I have released a few patterns and used test knitters and never been a test knitter myself. So, excuse the yarn. So this was in this beautiful cake, and then my cat played with it, and I just shoved it all together. This is the Sweetheart colorway. I think that's what it's called. It is self-striping. It is made by the lovely Erica of the Lopsided Crafter. I'll put her name below here. And I'm super excited to be using this yarn. It's got some reds and pinks and some yellow. It's just gorgeous. So stay tuned for that. I won't release who's making it or what it's named because I don't know if they want me to share. But I will certainly kind of give you glimpses of what it looks like knit up, even if it's just the rim. Like I want to show you how this yarn looks knit up. I'm so excited. In our Love and Stitches membership, Erica of the Lopsided Crafter has lots of fun encouragement to love your stash. And this month is a bingo card, and the goal is to try to get a blackout. So one of the cards is to frog a whip, and this whip, I have gone back and forth on it. So it's made out of sock yarn. I love the colors. I knit it last September, October, I don't know. It's very rustic. It doesn't have much stretch. And I just don't like it. I don't know why. And I keep thinking, well, I did half of it and it'll be a sturdy sock. It'll be warm. I just don't like the yarn. I don't like it at all. So I'm going to frog this today. And then I'm going to put the yarn on a destash sale, or I might drop it off at our local charity. Oh, boogers. Okay, I do not have the stitch markers near me from Burlap Handmade other than the camping one. So I will insert some pictures here in case we move to acquisitions without this fancy title. Sorry. So what I didn't say with the head over heels sock that I was knitting the Rogue Star socks on, this yarn was in a birthday box from my sister. She sent me lots of sweet things and 2 of these Olympus colorway. So I'm going to make all the things. And then she sent me 3 of these, super soft and plushy. They're a nice kind of heather slate gray. They are by Cloudborn Fibers. It is Highland DK Slate Heather colorway, and it is 100% fine Highland wool, and it is buttery soft. So soft. I feel like there was more acquisitions to show you, but I don't see them, and I know I purposely put them in the box. Farm life. So things have been quite exciting on the farm. We had 2 ladies that were pregnant, and one of the ladies, Alice, who is kind of the sickly, skinny one. I was really worried about her entire pregnancy. She had triplets, which is completely insane, and she's doing well. She's doing great nursing them. They're all getting the amount of food that they need and milk that they need. I thought for sure that I was going to have to bottle feed, And I did some colostrum replacement for the first 24 hours just to kind of give them that little extra. And if they ended up needing to be bottle fed, they would have already kind of been introduced to the nipple. So for the first 24 hours, they would take it. I would let them nurse off mom first and then use it as a supplement. And one of them is a runt. I'll talk about him in just a moment. But by the end of that 24 hours, they didn't want any more. They weren't drinking from it. They weren't interested in it. They were pushing away. They're pulling away. And they're growing and doing well. So they're definitely getting what they need. So she had 2 ladies and 1 gentleman. The gentleman is the runt of the litter. He's so cute. He is the one that we are going to be keeping. He is going to be a wether, which means that he will not be reproducing. So he will be wool and a pet for us. He was born on my father-in-law's best friend's birthday. The friend died when they were, I think, in high school. So he is named after him. His name is Norman. There was some question about whether his name should be Easter Bunny. So he is Norman Easter Bunny. I will put some pictures of all 3 of them up here. And then, surprise, we had an Easter lamb, an Easter ram on Easter morning. He is a giant compared to the other ones. All sorts of markings and super cute. So I will also put a picture of him here. And the past few days, they have been just running around and they do like this little hoppy skippy thing, and it's so adorable. I did have a little bit of some sad news from the farm, but I'm not going to share that. So if you're someone who talks to me a lot and I don't bring it up, that's why. Family life, everything's fine. Kids are growing. We're doing homeschooling. We're thriving. I think they're really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's allowed us to have a lot more freedom for taking pleasure in the opportunities we have around us that we take for granted, but also to really know the special things that my kids could benefit from in certain areas. Like one kid needs a couple things read out loud. So that's been super great. And then, of course, we got the COVID again. So that's cool. I'm actually feeling better. Today's the first day I've felt good. I tested negative this morning, so I am on the other side of it. And I think I've shared with my husband. He's feeling quite miserable today. He's super in denial. He has a sinus infection and a regular cold, even though he has the same symptoms I had. And he is coughing like a seal and boogering like a toddler. So we shall see. Yep. Books I have been reading. So I finished the Serpent and Dove book. This is by Shelby Mahurin. Super love. It is about a witch hunter and a witch and their little entanglement and how they are kind of forced to marry each other without really knowing each other, and some of the bumps along the ride, along with uncovering parts of their personal stories. I'm reading the second one. This is Blood and Honey. And not only am I learning more about the character's background, I'm also learning more about the community and the secrets around the community and how they all tie in together. Super good. I am hoping to finish this today. I am listening to Ruin It and Rising by Lee Bardago. It is the 3rd book in the... What the heck is it called? I'll have to put it down here. Shadow and Bone. 3rd book of Shadow and Bone. Oh, and we're reading Bridgerton for the book club, and it's kind of enjoyable. I've already watched the show, so I'm not sure I enjoy it as much as maybe I would if I didn't watch the show, but otherwise it's okay. So I always end with a spice of mental health, and today's mental health is a little bit of something to think about and a way to value yourself and think about your surroundings. So I read this really great a great reminder that we all could use. And when I explain it, I think you'll understand the intent. So, a bottle of water can cost $1 something in one store, and in another store, it can cost $4. Same bottle of water, nothing has changed. Same size, same company. The difference is who's around it, what its environment is. So the same bottle of water is in a different environment. So in one environment, it has less value, and in the other environment, it has more value. So surround yourselves with people who know your value and respect your value. And also always respect the fact that you are valuable, you are enough, you do matter, and you deserve the right to say no. So I hope you all do something to fill your cup and make yourself happy, do some self-care, and lots of happy crafting. Until next time, bye!